Hey everybody, Cece here, and I want to talk to you about something that I'm gonna have a feeling is not gonna be the only. Am I the only one that experienced this experience? So, yeah, I'm pretty much putting this on the internet. Presentations. The presentations in every class where you pick a topic, no matter the class that you're going to, whether it's elementary school, middle school, high school, etc., etc., you're given a topic or you pick a topic that you search up, learn information about, put it all up in a nice little slides or brochure, book, or whatever you are required to put it on or given the option to put it on. And when the day comes, you're either given a day to present or you're just randomly picked to present in front of the whole class and your teacher. I'm gonna be honest, that was an experience that was a interesting switch of paths because as a kid, I had no problem doing this. I would walk up with my presentation or whatever I'm going to show the class and just present. I don't feel scared. I don't feel nervous. I don't feel any sort of anxiety whatsoever. Um, yeah, that changed sometime in middle school, going into high school with doing all of that. Searching it up on a topic, learning more about it, and then when the big day comes, presenting. Then I had a few experiences. Let's say it like that. I had an experience where, in a group project that I was a part of, one of our group members was not doing their job. And when I mean not doing their job, I mean like every time when we would meet up, and it's usually going to be through Zoom or through messages and stuff like that, and we talk about our project since like it's a very big project. This girl did not show up. She was a no-show for a majority of our presentation in our project. So it got so frustrating that this girl was a no-show that we all took a sigh and just say, you know what, it's better to tell a professor or teacher that so and so is not doing their job at all. So we basically took it up to our teacher, who made sure that they don't get credit for anything and that we could do our presentation without a hitch. That was a that was one heck of an experience because that was pretty much the first time I experienced somebody that did not add on to the load of their work whatsoever. And it was very evident of that. Speaking of different types of members in your project group, you always have, the no shows, the people that do the work, even if it's minimum, the people that overdo their work, kind of like the overachiever. You have the leader. Then you also have kind of like the person that just does their job and just shows up when they need to. It's not it's not, oh, I'll volunteer to do this. It's like I'll show up when I need to. I'll be honest, depending on the role that I get in a presentation, I'm either the person just does what they need to. I'll be honest, I'm the person that either shows up when they need to or probably the overachiever slash leader. It depends on the role. And what I mean by it depends on the role is I'm in college right now. I'll put that right out there. So this is kind of like quote unquote experience from college. If you are ever going to do a project and or a group assignment with people, depending on how it is going to be said and done, there's going to be roles in your group. You're going to have the leader, you're going to have the person that's like they're the leader, like they're making sure that like everything comes together at the end. Like they're hosting the show ups, they're hosting the meetings, they're making sure that everybody gets everything done. And if there's a problem, then they're the one that's interacting with the teacher to make sure that there's no issues that would further hinder the presentation and stuff like that. And then you have the other roles as well, but it varies once again depending on the major that you're taking up on and the project in general. Because like you have, like for me, you have like the stage manager who basically it is what it states, like you are the person that visions what is going on. Even though you're given like a guideline from the quote unquote director, you're still putting what the director has wrote into a vision. And then you have like your actors, and you have um your stage hands and stuff like that, with your costume designer and your tech crew, and if needed, your dancers as well. So in I think it was either this one or another one, I was either a I was either stage hands or I was a stage manager. I can't vaguely remember which time it was, but it is a completely different role when you are a stage manager. When you are a stagehand, all you're doing is seeing the vision that the stage manager is seeing, and you're just putting it into physical form. That's it. And for a costume designer, you're basically interacting with the stage manager and the quote unquote director, which is our professor, to make sure things are like kept up and everything is like up to shape. For the actors, you just have to make sure you do your job and showing up to practices and everything, and making sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. So once when it's showtime, it's showtime. But when you're a stage manager, oh boy, you're in charge of the timing of the meetups slash rehearsals. You're in charge of basically knowing whose role is what in everything, and who's in charge of this, who's in charge of that. You're also in charge of basically being the main communicator of the whole ordeal, because you're communicating with everybody. You're basically the main source that's between the professor and the group. So yeah, that was a whole stressful experience. um, and I'm gonna be honest, I thought I did the most crappiest job as a stage manager, even though it was a preview. Because I tried to make sure that everybody can be able to attend, whether it's online or in person. And I made sure that I was talking to the teacher, I was talking to the people in my group, and that everything was able to come together. It eventually got together, and I don't know, I felt like I did bad, but it went well. But this is only like group side of the presentation. And I haven't even talked about the part when it comes to being alone and doing that. let me talk to you about a personal experience. No, this is a reoccurring experience, actually. When I told you guys about the time where I had a major shift from middle school, high school, I literally mean it because any time when I would go to a um well, when I had that day that we have to present and everything, I I feel like I freeze up. I feel like everything is shaky, my heart is pounding faster. I feel like I could barely breathe sometimes depending on how anxious I am, and it's usually a lot thanks to my disorder. Yay, anxiety. And on top of that, I feel like I'm gonna mess up every single time. It's not even it's not even what if I do this wrong? What if I do that wrong? It's oh my god, I'm going to get up on this stage in front of so many people to for them to hear me present about a topic about why having an existential crisis sounds nice, and I'm probably going to forget half of the things that I'm supposed to say out of my mouth type of anxious. And every time that I have that feeling, I feel like I'm shutting down. I feel like I'm not even in control anymore. It's like I went autopilot. Am I saying that right? Autopilot? Autopilot. And I'm just, gone pretty much. But here's the thing, even if I have a slip up, I have a freak out. I feel like I'm sweating enough water that can reestablish every lake and nook and cranny that has been destroyed by human activity. That's how nervous I felt. And at the same flip of the coin, everybody that personally knows me says, "Oh, you did a great job. You sounded so loud and clear. Like it was a nice kind of loud. Like we can all hear you. And it was clear enough that we can understand you. Like we were hooked in. We were this, da 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 da. How in the world am I sounding like I can speak $1 million books of a introduction when I am standing up there, knee sweating, legs shaking, pajama little kid here, freaking out, thinking that I'm about to screw up the most biggest scene in this presentation, and you guys say that I'm doing good. And every time I ask why do they think so, they all reply with the same thing. You didn't even look like you were freaking out. Is this just me? Or is having that not freaking out moment kind of, you know, like up there? I don't even know if that's that's normal, but I'm not really complaining. If I can somehow master a poker face in doing a presentation, then I guess I'm good at acting. That's pretty much my experience of presentations. I'll send some more demo reels on any voice acting whatsoever. If I make short videos, I make short videos. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.